All right, so sorry for the engine. Really, it's the engine cooling fan in the background. Car's malfunctioning lately. Shinko Asian pear are doing okay. The leaves, though, are not looking the healthiest. Not horrible, though, but now we planted, this is the first swale, top of the orchard. Swale 2, 3, and then we have swale 4 and 5. But we planted out the top swale with the understory. So this is bee balm. Not looking the best. Bachelor's button. This is just a week ago, so we'll see next week. More, and I'm planting them in clusters because they grow 3 feet wide. So this should be like a 5 foot wide or so. Each one a cluster of bee balm. Some of the apples, not very prolific. And then the other, and you could tell this is only from rain. We didn't get any. We didn't do any irrigation just yet. And the swale has water. Top of the soil's wet. More clusters of bee balm. Bachelor's button flowering out. I'm not gonna cut the flowers off because I don't really feel like doing that. And then I think this is like a Magnus pear. So the pears are doing better. We do have to train these like at a 45, but we haven't done that yet. So the apple on the end died. I think it was like an Aunt Rachel, I believe. It's another pear. This is one of the ones that was flowering. We still got to get these tree cages out before we put the fences up. We were an hour away. We're moving soon. We're going to be 15 minutes away. So us coming here in the middle of the week is going to be a lot easier because it's church on Sunday, and it makes it really hard to like do any major work. So this is the one that was flowering, and I don't think anything on it pollinated. Also, that one down there was flowering. Let me pause it. Yeah, I don't see any flowers on it. I did have to cut early in the season this off. Is the rootstock, and the leaves don't grow the same. And this rootstock is very, very vigorous in comparison to. And this thing really wants to grow real bad. I was supposed to just be here just viewing, not really doing any work right now. But so yeah, it's not, didn't pollinate, it doesn't look like. And these leaves aren't the healthiest looking either. There's spots. There's an issue here. Plus we've been getting a lot of rain, so that issue might be worse when I come back in about 2 weeks. The last swell is pawpaw. Let me show you that. All right, we had 3 pawpaws, one more vigorous. This one was less vigorous, and then we had one really weak one. This is the first season I'm trying. It's like the 3rd year for this pawpaw that we're trying. Actually, really 2nd and a half kind of year, but we're trying maybe no shade, but I don't know if it's big enough for that. Let me know in the comments. Anybody growing pawpaw from transplant size, bare root pawpaws? These were actually potted, but they were a lot smaller when we got them. Oh, look at this. This is the a zombie fruit. We have one zombie fruit still alive. Really cool. Little mushrooms, little deer. These don't work for deer. These, along with deer cages, those little round ones that go around the trunk, 18 foot wide, not good enough. You'll get the tops of your trees eaten off. Here's the other pawpaw. This is the strongest one. You could see one of the branches died, but we still have 2 main. That one's growing back into itself in the middle there. Maybe zoom in a little bit more. So there's that one. And then the weakest pawpaw, we had another zombie fruit here somewhere. but it died back to the Osage orange rootstock. That's this. It should be thorny, I would imagine. Yeah, it is. See? So if we ever want to make bow and arrows down the road, I kind of kept it for that. But if we want to, that zombie fruit back there, if we want to graft it to this rootstock, we can make our own zombie fruit now. So I guess good to do. Good to do. And oh, it's alive. I thought it was dead. So we have 3 pawpaws. And maybe it'll be the year where they don't suffer as much. All right, let's look at the rest of the trees here. These bottom swales aren't getting enough from the slope to fill. Only that top one gets the runoff, the main runoff. I thought we only had 2 elderberries here, but we have 3 because we have this one, which I thought was dead, which is not, which is awesome because they're next to each other. And then there's one more. Let me go check that one downhill. Okay, so this is the hill, the farthest downhill, the last swale. We still have room for 2 more before we hit the fence, but we haven't dug them yet. We need to get which I think I'm gonna buy this year, a laser level, because we're looking to purchase a 6-acre property, again, about 15 minutes from here. And I'll need a laser level for the orchard there. But this elderberry is doing well. But there's nothing to pollinate it way down here because the other ones are all the way over there. We bought some jujubes and they died down to the rootstock. That's jujube rootstock down there. Not preferred fruit, but maybe for medicinal purposes it is preferred. Maybe that's usually the way it works. The less sweet it is, the more bitter, like the better it is for you. So we left them, but we have 2 rootstock. This was supposed to be grapes and jujubes and grapes. But the grapes died. There's one that's dead. Oh, this one is alive. It lived. It lived. And then there was another one around here that's alive, it looks like. Those are Mars grapes. Those 3, really 2 now, are Mars grapes. And then we had some white grapes. But the deer, before we got the fence in, the deer ate and ate and ate and ate and ate repeatedly. So they could never have enough sugar in their roots to survive the winter frost. So I got to come back in here again with a notepad and well, I'll do that today. Oh, we have the nursery of sycamore is alive. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I did plant 5, but the 5th one died last year. So once these get a little bit bigger, I don't know what to use them for, but I originally thought wood forest, like a hardwood forest, or this is a semi-hardwood lumber, so semi-hardwood forest, but giving them water is another story. So, but we have them just in case we come up with a solution for that. Now this whole thing is sandy loam soil, which is why we put the orchard here. It's all sandy loam soil. And it's right downhill of the pond, which you see that big bank there. So we're using gravity to water it, and we're using swales to overflow on the east side. As the first top swell overflows to the second, to the third, and all the way down. But there's gopher holes in here. I mentioned a couple times before, but the gopher holes infiltrate the water about midway about here, and they spread it under, and you see swells down there filling, even though you don't see overflow from the swell above it, filling back down into the bed because it's like subterranean under the ground, which is weird with gopher holes and with like, I don't know, possum holes. I don't know, armadillo holes for sure. So that's their purpose, is to infiltrate rainwater. Again, we got to put these branches at 45s. We haven't done that yet to open this canopy. Because as these canopies grow, we're starting to plant the understory. And I want to focus more on, because we have the swales here, on currants and gooseberries for some of the understory, because they do better in semi-shaded situations and they still fruit well. Which is why we have them uphill under the oak trees, in the fenced-in garden area. So you can see like some of the issues here with the leaves. Look at that new growth, doesn't look good. And then the older growth, not good at either. So we tried to get disease-resistant trees, but some are more resistant than others. And so there's some gaps here, and we're documenting the strongest trees. I want to do the whole season this season and document the strongest trees throughout the entire spring, summer, fall. And then based on what's strong still by fall, we'll know in all the seasons which trees are the strongest overall. And then we're going to duplicate those strongest trees to fill in some of the rest of the gaps, along with other trial trees as well as we fill this out. And we're going to do the same thing on my homestead with the trees that we find that are strongest here as well. That way we're not making, and this is going to be for an Tulsa, Oklahoma area environment. That's it, really. That's the update on the orchard. So it's looking really good. We've been getting a lot of rain, as you can see. Everything is wet. You can see the sand. Look at that. Stuff that I would normally only see on TV is here, which is really cool. So if any questions or comments, let us know. But the Magnus pear is doing really, really well for us. Here, the Shinko pear is doing really, really good as well. So the pears are overall doing better than the apples. That we know for sure. Thanks for watching.